Pula, Brigade Commander for the Airborne and Ranger Training Brigade, and Major General Brito, the Commanding General for Fort Benning, Georgia, and the Maneuver Center of Excellence. Welcome to today's Rangers in Action demonstration at Hurley Hill. The tactics and techniques you'll see today are some of those that are actually taught to our Ranger and reconnaissance soldiers. I'll be followed by Sergeant First Class Reeves. He is a United States Army Ranger.
Good morning. Sergeant First Class Reeves. I'm instructor here at the Benning phase of Ranger School. I've served in various airborne and light infantry units, most recently as a weapons squad leader with the 10th Mountain Division. I'm currently assigned to Bravo Company, 4th Ranger Training Battalion. The history of the American Ranger is a long and colorful one with a proud heritage dating back some 400 years. During the American colonial period, Ranger techniques and method of operations were inherent characteristics of our early frontiersmen. As early as the 1700s, these frontiersmen, known as Rangers, would patrol the frontier from New England to the Carolinas in defense against the Indians. Of these early Ranger units, the most successful and most famous of which was Rogers Rangers, organized in 1756 by Major Robert Rogers. Currently, over 400 Ranger units have been formed by great leaders such as Morgan, Mosby, Merrill, and Darby, each infamous for their gallantry and success in combat. In World War II, Ranger battalions operated in the Mediterranean and the South Pacific, and they led the way on the beaches of Normandy. During the Korean conflict, volunteers trained right here at Fort Benning, Georgia, and were organized into 18 Ranger companies, 17 of which were airborne, and 7 of which saw combat during that conflict, thus upholding the high standard of courage and bravery for the Rangers. During World War II, they operated in the Mediterranean and the South Pacific and led the way to the beaches of Normandy. In Vietnam, airborne Ranger companies served from the Delta to the DMZ, providing long-range reconnaissance and surveillance, being the eyes and ears of the commander on the battlefield. In 1983, 1st and 2nd Ranger battalions led the way, conducting an airborne assault onto the island of Grenada during Operation Urgent Fury. During that same period, the activation of the Ranger Regiment, the establishment of light divisions, and a renewed focus on mid- and low-intensity conflicts increased the importance of Ranger training. The Army recognized the need to have Ranger-qualified officers and non-commissioned officers provide leadership in their units throughout the force. The success of this initiative was evident in December 1989 when the 75th Ranger Regiment, along with elements of heavy, light, and special operations forces, successfully accomplished their mission during Operation Just Cause. Currently, Ranger qualified leaders in various units have proven to be vital in the successful execution of Operations Desert Storm, Restore Hope in Somalia, Uphold Democracy in Haiti, Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. The Ranger course is 61 days in duration. It's broken down to 3 phases. Each phase is approximately 3 weeks long, and it's conducted in separate geographical locations. This provides various terrain from steep and rugged mountain peaks to the coastal swamplands. The first phase of Ranger School is conducted right here at Fort Benning, Georgia by the 4th Ranger Training Battalion. The second phase is located in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Dahlonega, Georgia, and is conducted by the 5th Ranger Training Battalion. Third and final phase of Ranger School is conducted by the 6th Ranger Training Battalion down in Florida at Eglin Air Force Base. The purpose of the Ranger course is to develop leadership capabilities, confidence, competence, and combat functional skills of the selected officer and non-commissioned officer volunteers in Ranger tactics and techniques, so that they, upon completion of the Ranger course, can return to their units with the capabilities to conduct Ranger-type training, thus upholding the high standard of training in the United States Army today and giving every infantry unit the ability to conduct Ranger-type missions. Ranger training is very realistic, it is rugged, and to a degree it can be dangerous. The Ranger students are taxed heavily, both physically and mentally, during all 9 weeks of their training. In summary, the Ranger course is the highest state of combat preparedness training that exists in the United States Army today. We'll now showcase some of the tactics and techniques that the Rangers are taught to use, and I'll be followed by Sergeant First Class Lima DeAngelis, a United States Army Ranger.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody? My name is Sergeant First Class here at the Binding Phaser Ranger School. I've served in various light and airborne units, most recently as a squad leader at Mod Division. I'm currently assigned to Bravo Company, 4th Ranger Training Battalion. The first technique the Rangers taught to use is demolitions. Extensive demolition allows the Ranger to attack and destroy a wide variety. Although there are several types of explosives, composition C is the most capable one. As you can see, plastic explosive that can be cut or molded into any shape. Due to plastic explosive, it is able to construct a wide variety of expedient charges, such as the ribbon charge can cut through erect as well as flat steel targets, as shown here. Next, shape charge. The shape charge can be used against any hard surface type object.